Why would XRP be allowed to be listed on Coinbase for the public if it's intended to be such a high price? Because they don't care about retail, Gavin. Most people are going to mess this up, and they know that. And I'm not saying that to be mean. You can just look at statistics. 60 to 70% of people that win the lottery go bankrupt within 3 to 5 years. Done. They're in a worse position than they were before because they don't know how to manage capital. They don't know how to invest. They buy liabilities. They run through all the money. Hundreds of millions of dollars burnt, lit on fire in 3 years because people don't have the financial education. They don't have the resources. They don't have the network. They don't have the professionals they need to be able to manage this appropriately. And they know that's what's going to happen to all these people. And most people are going to sell it. Most people don't care. They want the cash, and they will sell the XRP at a high price, and then the institutions will use it. And again, like I said earlier, retail might hold 2 billion XRP, maybe like 2% of the supply. And the other reason is they needed retail to create liquidity in the market so that they could test the asset. And look, like there's lots of people that are like, Ripple sells XRP to fund their business. Yes, they absolutely do. That's not a bad thing in my opinion. It is a positive feedback loop. They're able to use it to fund their business, to continue to build out the success of the network that continues to raise the value of the token that they sell to fund their business, to build out the network, to increase the value of the token. Like that's the whole spiral, and it's a good one. It goes up, but that's why they needed retail to move liquidity into the token so that it had enough liquidity in it to be able to trial it and test it over the last 10 years so that they could prove that it was usable on the main net. I don't know if you've ever built software before, but you can test it, but until you push it to prod, you really don't know. And so that's what this was. They run tons of private permissioned, side chains with assets or, replicas of the XRPL. But until you have a public mainnet that's actually being used and facilitating transactions and has enough liquidity to trial things, the banks aren't going to do it. They're not going to do it. So that's why they needed retail to be able to drive the price of the token up to where it is so that they could trial it. And then now that they're ready to use it, they'll push it up